Why do entrepreneurs hate degrees? Well, simply because they don't need one. Welcome to the entrepreneur game, and let's get started. The world is changing and evolving, and the rules that govern success are changing and evolving along with it. It used to be that a college degree was considered absolutely necessary for working in a professional position, but those days are long gone. Individuals seeking education now have a plethora of options that do not always include traditional college or university settings, such as the widespread availability of the internet and easily accessible learning resources, as well as on-the-job experience and training programs that are becoming increasingly common. This is especially true for people who work in the sector of entrepreneurship. In fact, for many creative thinkers and entrepreneurially minded individuals, education is simply a stumbling barrier that causes them to lose valuable time, money, and skilled talent. Sure, there are things that can, and hopefully will, be learned while seeking a degree, but at what expense? Let's talk about why entrepreneurs hate the degrees. They have a pressing need to think outside the conventional box. Trying to do the same thing as everyone else will not help you succeed as a small business owner. In contrast to your classmates who were preoccupied with sports or looking for work at a local fast food restaurant, my brother and I were busy selling them electronics that we had purchased from overseas and saving money for our next big business venture. Tragically, a disproportionate number of schools require all pupils to study the same curriculum and attend the same classes. It is difficult for folks with an entrepreneurial mindset to exercise their creative muscles and experiment with new ideas when following this strategy. In most cases, entrepreneurs are known for breaking the mold, providing consumers with a solution to a problem that no other product or service has been able to solve before. In that viewpoint of an entrepreneur, this is far more satisfying than excelling in a topic that they would never use after graduation. They place a high emphasis on their independence. School is all about following instructions and completing tasks assigned to you, projects, papers, tests, and more. Having the ability to think and act independently is essential in entrepreneurship, but this is difficult when you have an instructor waiting for you to complete an assignment you didn't want to undertake in the first instance. Consequently, entrepreneurs in a school context may feel that their independence has been curtailed. Some people are simply born to offer guidance rather than to follow them. It's for this reason that we encourage business owners to delegate duties that do not thrill them. College teaches what has already been done, rather than what has not yet been done. A significant part of being a true entrepreneur is taking a step back and asking yourself why things haven't been done that could make things better in your environment. Most degree programs do not teach students how to think outside the box, or beyond the box, despite the fact that they are flooded with material about the past and saturated with knowledge about current practices. In reality, many universities are well known for limiting creativity and enforcing conformity, both of which can be detrimental to free thinking and inventive attitudes in students. They place a higher value on real experience than on book smarts. Students are obliged to read about, write about, and take tests on hypothetical information at all levels of education, from junior high to the most renowned MBA schools. Despite the fact that some hard sciences may require students to participate in hands-on learning environments, the majority of curriculums ask students to think about real-world problems rather than being involved in them directly. Entrepreneurs place a higher value on experiences than they do on supposition. They want to get out there and get knowledge by hands-on experience rather than by reading a textbook. There's little doubt that Adam and I gained far more knowledge through our childhood entrepreneurial adventures than we could have gained from any business lesson. College is a period of time that you will never get back. Have you ever heard the expression, time is money? Having said that, when it comes to pursuing a degree, it can be quite accurate. It is possible to use your time that you spend on busy work and writing papers to start a firm, develop a design, or start a business from the bottom up. Even if you receive an excellent degree at the conclusion of the 4 years plus, consider what you could have accomplished if you had invested the same amount of time and effort into something that you were passionate about. There are no guarantees when it comes to college. Many people will boast about job placement programs and promise you rapid success after you've reached your graduation date, but in fact, it is possible that you will have wasted a significant amount of time for nothing. Following traditional higher education, according to a recent study of recent graduates, there are simply not enough career options or opportunities available to them after graduation. According to statistics, approximately 50% of students who graduated from college in 2010 are currently employed in positions that require less than a bachelor's degree. The majority of these positions truly only demand a high school diploma. What do you think of that as a guarantee? College is a complete waste of time and money. Was it ever brought to your attention that a standard bachelor's degree will likely cost you more than $100,000 in tuition and books? While I strongly believe in the need of investing in one's self and one's future, I believe that pouring this amount of money at a college is not the only path to success. Just imagine what type of business you could start with a $100,000 loan to get things off the ground, or what kind of wonderful investments you might make with that amount of money. When you factor in the amount of potential earnings that you are missing out on while hanging out in a classroom or a frat house, you arrive at a figure that most people would regard to be ludicrous in comparison to what you're getting in exchange. College is very generalized. The fifth and final reason why an entrepreneur does not require a college degree is because there is far too much time spent studying general knowledge subjects that will never be employed in life or in a professional position. Consider the traditional 4-year business degree, for example. Most require students to have a basic understanding of management, marketing, accounting, international business, and finance at some point in their studies. While these things aren't necessarily negative in and of themselves, they aren't particularly effective at getting you where you want to go quickly. Unfortunately, I've met graduates who have successfully completed 4 years of college with excellent marks and a high GPA, but who have walked into their first job without knowing how to accomplish anything that is significant to the business world. For what they were capable of in these situations, they could have passed for high school graduates. They know success is more than an A. As an entrepreneur, you're constantly reminded that success isn't necessarily measured by revenue. Too many students focus on getting an A rather than retaining material, networking with classmates, or gaining valuable experience. Entrepreneurs who struggle in school often focus on their other goals, like building their first website or forging crucial connections. School was always a game to my brother and I. The idea of playing that game when the sole prize was a letter on our report cards was lost on us. It always made more sense to work towards something tangible. There's nothing wrong with formal schooling, and if that's your goal, but I'm not here to judge. That said, many people with entrepreneurial mindsets don't do well in school, whether they want a greater independence or prefer to learn by doing. In general, being an entrepreneur necessitates the development of abilities that are not often taught in a traditional college or university setting. Things like a will to succeed, the ability to tolerate uncertainty, goal setting, and tenacity can get you considerably further in an entrepreneurial-centered job choice than a degree will in a traditional career option. While entrepreneurs should be continually learning, growing, advancing, and asking questions, studying, growing, and advancing in a typical educational setting isn't necessarily the best option for everyone. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more.